What is good, everybody? Another loss, another beatdown. The New York Mets wanted revenge, and they got it. They got it. They had the Phillies answer. That you could see the Mets were out for blood tonight. And shame on the Phillies. Shame on them for not having an answer. This was an ugly beatdown at home. But like I said, this was a revenge tour for the New York Mets. The New York Mets were a endangered animal. They were a endangered animal with their backs against the wall after losing 7 straight games. And Juan Soto, Lindor, Brandon Nemo, Francisco Alvarez turned Citizen Bank Park into their playground. They turned Citizen Bank Park into their playground. 7 home runs, 7 free souvenirs came from the New York Mets. Not one from the Phillies. Not one. What in the world happened out there tonight? What happened? Disgusting. And Mick Abel, because I'm going to start there. Mick Abel got rattled and rocked early in this game. He only had 1 K. Rob Thompson had to yank him in the 3rd inning. This was not a great start for the young stallion. Brandon Nemo takes that kid deep to center. Soto with a double, right to right. Wild pitch. Bases already loaded. Lindor then gives up 3 straight home runs. Mick Abel gave up 3 straight home runs to Lindor, Brandon Nemo, and then Soto. And Soto couldn't put the nail in the coffin already in this game by going upper deck, sending a souvenir to the 2nd level. This was painful to watch. Anybody who took the hill for the Phillies got tortured. From starting arm to bullpen. It didn't matter. The Mets mowed them down. We're going to get things started with my man Herbert. What's up, Herb? He says, start with the singles. Start with something simple things. Abel back to minors. Ross to the DFA. Marco to the DFA. Taiwan Walker, DFA. Yeah, listen, not a good like I said, everybody on the hill tonight got embarrassed, Herb. It was a disgrace at Citizen Bank Park. And you knew, I had a feeling, again, we've seen this time in, time out. We've seen a Rangers takeover down at the Wells Fargo Center. We've seen a Knicks takeover at the Wells Fargo Center. But it really grinded my gears. Hearing Mets fans go bananas. And know what also grind my gears? I know it's a little different topic. When this Phillies team gets embarrassed and pummeled like this tonight, the one thing really traps my booty is the Eagles chant. Like, what in the world is an Eagles chant going to do for a time like this? It's ridiculous. And since Herb says, and since they need a new manager, effing can do, since they will need a new manager, effing can Rob Thompson now. He's stubbing players out because they need a rest while losing. I've bleeping had it. This game was done when they brought in Ross. Yeah, this game was over. This game was over in the third inning. And the credit, I will give the Phillies bats. They did what they can to hang in there, right? Well, if I'm going to give, I'll go Schwarber and Alec Boehm, and that's about it. I don't know who else was there. I mean, yeah, it was great to see Aldo Kemp to get a double. Hooray! 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 Oh, Stock goes 0-4. And what in the world's with Stock? Look, why is Stott swinging at every pitch that's in the ground? I don't get it. I get it. Be aggressive at the plate. I understand that. But this is not golf. This is not cricket. We're not here to swing at things that are in the dirt. It's fundamental baseball. Why are we swinging at everything at our toes? Kneecapping up, bud. Despicable tonight. Despicable. 7 solo home runs unacceptable. I agree with you, Papernick. For the first time ever, I'm going to agree with you. Giving up 7 home runs at home is unacceptable. Sorry, Mick Abel. I know this is the growing pains. I know you're a rookie. But today you got rocked. You got rattled. But this is what we signed up for. We want to see if this kid, we hear everything he's doing in the farm system, if he was going to be able to handle that Mets offense, who are in desperate mode, because that's what the Mets were. The Mets are desperate. Oh, my lady. Hey, Barb, what's going on? Barb says that was a total embarrassment, way worse than what happened last night. Yeah, Barb, you kind of had to expect this was going to come, right? The Phillies slapped them in the mouth. They were a dangerous species. They were like a rat against the wall with the building on fire. They had to fight back some way, somehow. You had to see this coming. And this was an embarrassing night. And it's funny because, not to shift gears a little bit, but my son just turned 13. And I was debating whether to take him down tonight's game or tomorrow night's game. Well, hopefully tomorrow's night's game will be a lot better. I am taking him down there. I will be down at Sensen Bank Park. Thanks, buddy. Good night. Let's get back to the top here. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't understand. So let me give you Mick Abel's numbers and show you what he did today. Where I do have his numbers written down somewhere, because this was not great for the kid. Not great for that youngster. Yeah, here you go. Mick Abel's numbers. See, he gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 hit, and only has 1 K and 4 home runs. He's responsible. He's responsible for the games going off the rails, off the track. Like that third inning was ugly. Lindor, Nemo, Soto. 3 straight home runs Mick Abel gives up. Yeah, he got rattled tonight. He got rocked. He got embarrassed. He got shell-shocked. They had to pull him out in the third. Barb. The Phillies got a couple of blue hits scoring on ground outs and wild pitches. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, both on both sides, right? Mets had a couple wild pitches. The Phillies, like if you're JT Realmuto, you must be shaking your head like, what's going on with this kid? Let me get on the mound. Let's have a mound meeting. Try and calm him down. Rookie on the Mets, that was homered. That's a homer tonight. Was 3 hours and less time than Kemp, who has 0. Wow. Yeah, again, there's still a high ceiling for Kemp. But in the series so far, where's Max Kepler been? He's been up until this point. He's been nice. He's like what 0-9. Where's Max Kepler been? Back of a milk carton? Where's he been hiding? Herbert says there's no other plan. He must be fired. It's plain. It's the plan that creates the loses. Yeah, but do you again, this is the same conversations I had with Mike Kaepernick. You want to why let go with Topper? I don't understand. Like, why is Topper responsible for all this? I don't get it. He's not on the field. He can't help it. This team can't hit water falling out of a boat. They stink. Barb says Abel had to pitch against 4 major league hitters not playing Pirates and Marlins anymore. Yeah. Wake up, smell the coffee there, Mick Abel. Recognize what division you're in. Like, people, just because the Mets had a 7-game losing streak doesn't mean that offense can't hit. Not in this. And this ballpark was a friendly reminder. This is a home run. It's meant for hitters. And the Mets and Braves have heavyweight hitters who can drive the long ball. The Phillies lost the game tonight. Yeah, Ricky, I know. It's terrible, Rick. Barb says Moniak, who got released this year, has more home runs than every Phillies player other than Schwarber, and that's laughable. That's pretty embarrassing. That's pretty embarrassing, Barb. That's pretty embarrassing. Barb says, Pat, why the hell was Thompson challenging a double play call that at the end of the game? I mean, what difference would it make? Right. I mean, I guess trying to show some kind of fight. I'm with you, Barb. I don't think that makes much of a difference, to be honest with you. Fox was making fun of how small Citizen Bank Park is. That's again right. That's why it's a hitter's ballpark. Her says it is his constant mismanagement. He ruins the players who can't play. Lazard being left in multiple times, but is the Penman calls them a lot, at least 12 or less loses, and the lack of hustle. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to agree. That's why, like last night, if you caught the wraparound, I gave him a B plus. There are, like I said, there are some bonehead decisions that he makes, like Barb just said. Right, he making a double play, challenging a double play like that was going to fix this team from. Look, man, this was I'm not going to defend him, but this was a loss, and we sniffed it out when the train went off the track back there in the third, because you knew once it got into the bullpen, it was going to get hairy. You knew that. You knew it was going to get hairy once the game went to the bullpen. Like, we were hoping that Mick Abel was going to pass the eye test. And now I feel like I got something in my eye after watching that debacle. Ryan goes, Pat, see why you get excited even when those teams shows glimpses. Pat goes, oh, why, Pat? See why you can't get excited when those teams show glimpses. Even though even when they win or go on a winning streak, it's not the real team. 4 years it's been the same stuff. And I get you. I get you, Ryan. I get your concerns. Maybe it's the same stuff for the past 3, 4 years. Right? A couple guys get hot, a couple guys get cold, etc. And this is an ugly loss, Ryan, but they're still in tie for first place. Let's not lose track of that. Let's keep that in at our sight glass. Let's keep that in hindsight. Vargas, maybe it's time to move the fences back about 2 feet, especially down the lines. Yeah, something's got to give, Barb. The Mets trotted out 2 minor league pitchers tonight on tonight. One never even pitched in the major league game before, and they did zero. That's terrible, Barb. Again, this team I think mentally was already threw this game into the trash. I think so. This team, Ryan goes. This team isn't a legitimate contender besides a regular season team. Who makes the playoffs? No, nothing more. Playoffs then bye. I will push back. Again, this is one ugly game. You have every right to be mad, frustrated, throwing your hat, throwing your TV remote against it, as my dad used to do back in the early 90s. I will never forget the 93 World Series when I watched my old man take the TV remote and throw it into the TV, and then he start turning my closet doors into punching bags. Darn you, Joe Carter. But anyway, I get it. It's one ugly loss. But don't forget, Brian, to answer your question, I think they can handle teams in a series. Yes, teams will get their timely hits. Mets got their timely hits tonight. You got to understand that. But in a series, this Phillies team is not going to be no day at the beach. I promise you. Small ball will always win out. Don't forget that. As a matter of fact, I would rather see this team on the road than I would see at home, because I believe playing at Cincinnati Park is only going to backfire for this Phillies team. We just got to hope we don't see the Braves or the Mets during that time stretch, because we know they got guys who can hit, especially like my man Dave Yarnell. What up, Dave? He goes, it looked like batting practice for the Mets tonight. Soto had a monster night. Wow. Yeah, 4 for 5. Yeah, Dave. He really thumped this Phillies team. I can't say he took every rookie that stepped foot on the hill tonight, and then he embarrassed them. He embarrassed them. He embarrassed every pitcher that took the hill tonight. Bar says, Pat, are we having a show tomorrow morning? Yes, we are. 9 a.m., p.m. in the a.m. Me, Mike, and we have a special guest. Barb, we have our man, the Pudgy Boy, is going to be joining the show. That's right. He covers all New York teams, so he's going to break down the Mets. I was hoping to laugh at the guy because I was hoping for 8 straight losses, but I got to pump my brakes. Ryan says, I don't care about being in first place now. It's all about what happens in the playoffs, not regular season. I'm just going by the moment or the game by game. It's been the same 4 years. Yes. Yeah, but Ryan, I don't. So are you telling me that you're out on Rob Thompson at the end of your conversation? Like at the end of the tunnel, like what's your big picture? Get rid of Topper, and then what? And then what? Do you have somebody, a candidate in mind? Because I don't see it right now. And they probably will start moving on from this team a year or two. But don't give up on Alec Bohm, Please. People already looked at like I've had couple of people ring me up and say, "Let's move on from Alec Bohm. We should have got rid of him while the bat's hot." Well, his bat's still hot now. No, you build around Alec Bohm. He's going to be your Philly franchise player for at least another 5 years. Build around him. Because if you move on from Alec Bohm, that just shows you signs that you might as well just stick a fork in it. With those men running the show, we will find out our way to the cellar. It gets uglier and uglier as the finish gets worse. Right, Herb, you gotta relax there, bud. It's only one game. One game. I didn't see you mad last night, right? You weren't mad last night. Barr says, "Did you see that bizarre start? The start that the Phillies historically have done better without Harper." If you caught my show last night, Barb, I raised an eyebrow about not wanting to have Harper back. I know people think I'm nuts, but I did say that in my show. I kind of went there. I mean, unless Harper's going to be your long ball driver, which he's capable of doing, I don't know. Thompson and Scenery have the best record in their team history. Speaking of how much losing has been going on. Right. Like, I don't want to move on from Topper. I think he's great. And people are going to think I'm nuts. But I've seen what it's like not to have playoff baseball. I've seen meaningless baseball here, right? Yes. Yes. Intelligent people. I'm telling you. Intelligent. Intelligent bar. But again, when I look at this Phillies team, I look at Topper, who's running things. Like, how's this on Topper's hands? It was Mick Abel who had a bad game, not Rob Thompson. Now he pretty much told you the game was over when he put Rojas in and told him to swing for the fences. He knew this game was over. He knew this game was ugly. But this is not on Topper tonight. You can't go down that avenue. You can't. I mean, right away, it's point the finger at the coach, get him out of here. Why? But anyway, Phillies Mets win the night 11-4. If you're going to the game, I praise you who sat through that pain and agony. Barb says Topper's not a bright man, but the Phillies roster is flawed. Lots of DH types. Yeah. And listen, I can speak for not being a smart man. That's me. I'm registered in that department. But Barb, I don't get it. You know, I'm not going to hold, like I said, I'm not going to hold him accountable. Clearly, this is the growing pains that we're going to deal with Mick Abel. He got rocked. And you see what Mick Abel did tonight. He kept on going back to the fastball. Yeah, he tried to switch things up, go to the curve, go to the knuckleball, go to the slider and sinker, especially the sinker. And it didn't phase this Mets offense. Like, they were getting the hits they wanted. Like, even the stuff that was outside the strike zone that was low and away, low inside, high stuff inside, They were just able to capitalize it. Like the one hit that was really, really weird, it was in the 7th inning where Lindor drives it, looks like it's going to be a foul ball, and somehow, some way, it just drops into it turns into a double. Like that was pretty a weird play right there tonight. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about there, Dave. The ball that Lindor hit off the wall tonight to drive 2 scores. Run was crazy bounce. I'm telling you, wasn't it, Dave? It was something like right out of the movies. Something like right from Air Bud. I love that movie, Air Bud. Shame they never made a baseball movie. He had a dog, a golden receiver had to carry a whole basketball team, but that's a whole nother discussion. But yes, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Mets tied with the same record, 46 and 31 losses. Mets snap a 7-game losing streak. Embarrass the Phillies at home, 11-4. Barr says we got to improve the minor league system so we can bring up the guys that can play like the Dodgers, especially everyday players and pitchers, not pitchers. I'm with you, Barb. I like I said, I think the offense is good. I think the offense did what they could tonight. The arms let you down tonight. The arms let you down. Point blank. Just think of the Lindor ball who would have left it to the foul ball by hit right. It should have been by inches. It wasn't a foul ball. It's weird, Barb. It's weird. It's just weird how things played out for this team. Again, Stott didn't show up on paper 0 for 4. Marsh 0 for 3. Kepler 0 for 4. He's like 0 for 9 now. Don't know where he's been the last couple of nights. But anyway, let's go round a little bit. Let's go into round the bases. I need to take a breather because tonight was an embarrassment, and I need to find out what's going around the league. All right. It's your boy Pat. And so there you go. The Philadelphia Phillies lose to the Mets 11-4 at home. We're going to go around the league. Guys, tough one for your Phillies tonight. Tough one for your Phils. Sucks. But anyway, let's go around a little bit, okay? Let's get into some of the games here. I'm sorry, going up there. Starting off today, Tampa Bay Rays win at home, 8-3 over the Tigers. Detroit Tigers. Sounds like they got the Detroit Tigers number. Yankees win big today at home, winning 9-0 over the Orioles. The Brewers win on the road, winning 9-0 over the Twins. The Cubbies win 10-7 over the Mariners. The Blue Jays win 7-1 over the White Sox. The Giants win 3-2 over the Red Sox. The Rangers win 3-2 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Braves win 7-0 over the Miami Marlins. The Padres win 5-1 over the Royals. The Diamondbacks win 5-3 over the Colorado Rockies. Or no, that game's going on. The Angels, bottom of the 6th, are winning 7-1 over the Astros. The Guardians out there in Oakland winning 4-0 right now. Top of the fourth and bottom of the fourth. The Nationals are winning 2-0 over the Dodgers. And that will be your. That would be it. Barr says, I can't take Stott anymore. He just bothers me. There's just something about his face, his wait a minute now. You don't have to go that far. His face. I feel like this is Step Brothers. You just want to punch it. You gotta take it easy. Easy, Barb. Nah, listen, 2 years ago, he was hitting again, remember he had like a 16-game hitting streak. But I don't get it. He's a little too over aggressive for me. Like, again, this is not golf. This is not cricket. What are we doing swinging at things at our toes? I don't understand. Dave, he goes, here's a crazy stat. The Mets hit 7 home runs and 6 of them were from left-handers. Yeah, I saw that. The last one was a right-hander. That was Alvarez. Crazy. Yeah, I saw that, Dave. Crazy. Sale is out for months. Now cracked ribs, cracked cage. Oh, the Braves are done. Don't say done yet, Barb. When I hear teams are done in June, just like I thought we were back in 22, I don't say they're done until I know they're officially out of there. Yes, Step Brothers was a great movie. Yes, it was. So again, the Phillies losers tonight. Losers. They got to get back. They got to find after tonight's debacle. We got to hope Lazardo. He didn't look great his last game. You got to hope that he's back. That he could dial in. He could dial up something, up his game plan, and get ready for himself to face a heavyweight offense like this. Because now the Mets are now smelling themselves just a little bit. Landor, Nemo, Polar Bear. The list goes on. We should call the Diamondbacks about Gallen availability. He's from New Jersey. Yeah, I don't know, Barb. I mean, I would take Gallen, but then again, I would shoot at the Philly Fanatic at this point. Got to see what happens. Just got to see what happens here. So sorry about that, everyone. I lost power for a second. Terrible. Bad move by me. My Broad Street bottom line. It's obvious. The Philadelphia Phillies in a world of trouble. No, listen. Tomorrow they're going to have to bounce back. Lazar's going to have to play, bring his A game tomorrow, and see what we can dial up here. It's as simple as that. And we should see how this team answers after getting slapped in the mouth. All right, guys. I'm your guy, Pat Bernard. Have a great night. Go Phils. I appreciate that, Barb. I'll try to make it tomorrow morning. Night, night. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone, and stay safe.